Tomorrow, after the market closes, Novo Nordisk has their earnings results. And of course, I'm very waiting for this to happen and for results to go out, as I'm a shareholder of this company. First of all, I would like to start from explaining my position and where do I stand with this company. So I opened my position August 18 after writing an article about this on Seeking Alpha. By the way, you can find me there and follow me there. If you're not a member, we have affiliate links where you can get great discounts, and now we're getting close to the Black Friday. So this is a great chance to get a very low price and a 7-day free trial, which rarely happens. So this is an amazing opportunity for you. But back to Novo Nordisk, since I opened my position, the stock of this company is down 8%. And of course, it's not a great piece of news. And also, while I'm recording this video, I see that the stock is down another 2% pre-market. I am not sure how it will open today. And of course, it's not a great piece of news for me because I really like my picks and my stocks to do better than that. But today I will try to unfold why this is happening and is this still a good opportunity to buy Novo Nordisk. The first thing I really like doing when breaking down companies before the earnings is actually making a graph that will show the stock price together with the earnings date. This actually really helps me to understand the trend because usually, I have to say, especially with popular stocks, the trend is very strong and it's repeating itself earnings after earnings. So this is pretty much what you can see on this graph. The stock of this company usually slightly dips right after the earnings, and then it looks like the market realizes that everything wasn't that bad and the stock surges. So of course it doesn't mean that it will happen this time, right? We all know the phrase that past performance does not mean future results, but at the same time, according to my experience, this proved to be not a bad way of looking, especially at the trendy popular stocks. Besides, the stock of this company is majorly undervalued right now. If we take a look at the valuation, we will see that the company trades at 50 to 60% discount to its own 5-year average, meaning in the past 5 years, on average, you would buy this stock more expensive, 60%, which is a big deal. And it's also 25 to 50% undervalued compared to the sector median, which is pharmaceuticals. So basically, this is a company, basically one of the leaders of the market and one of the first comers, or actually a first comer that created Wegovy and Ozempic. But at the same time, they're much cheaper than the sector, and the reason for this right now is of course the fact that this is not a US based company, and the company has a pretty hard time, especially with the current administration. Probably all of you remember that Trump stated that he wants to make the drugs 4,000% cheaper, whatever that means, but actually since then it became my favorite phrase. So in order to make the drugs 400% cheaper, once again, whatever that means, Trump actually started making moves in this direction. And just a few weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, we got the news that Trump's administration prepares probe targeting global drug pricing. And this is a bad piece of news because it will impact all of the industry, and of course, investors already price it in. If you find this information interesting, don't forget to support this channel by pressing the like button and subscribing. It really helps our channel to grow. Another reason for why the stock of this company is being very volatile lately, or in the past few days, is the fact that Novo Nordisk had actually made a move to acquire Metsera, which is another obesity treatment company. And this is actually a very interesting move because before Novo Nordisk said that they're planning to acquire Metsera, or actually proposed to acquire Metsera, Metsera already had a proposal from Pfizer with a deal that was valued at approximately $7.2 billion. But then Novo Nordisk came and actually made another deal with $9 billion. And right now we're in the kind of weird situation when, of course, Pfizer got really upset and they actually filed a lawsuit recently, which of course isn't a great piece of news for Novo Nordisk as well. Now, is this a good move for the company? I have to say it's a desperate move. I'm not sure yet is this really a good one, because in my experience, acquisitions are really risky, and companies going through acquisitions not always get the result that they were hoping to get. So this is actually a part of news that I am even more worried about than, for example, about Trump's administration. And there is a reason for this. First of all, I am planning on holding Novo Nordisk and actually Eli Lilly that I bought right after I bought Novo Nordisk to hedge myself from the possible drop, and actually it proved to be a great strategy. If we take a look at my Eli Lilly article, and this was actually the time when I bought the stock of this company as well, basically you can see 10 days after I bought Novo Nordisk stock, my position is up more than 20%. I have to say that I bought a much larger position of Novo Nordisk and smaller position of Eli Lilly because it was risky. I was already buying into very, very rich valuation, and I realized that it was expensive, and that's why it was a small position, but still it successfully offset the drop of my Novo Nordisk. So this is an interesting thing, and you can go and check out my article about this, or actually I have a video explaining what I did there and why you can go and check it out also. So going back to the acquisition, to the M&A, and to the fact why do I see this as a bigger risk than Trump's administration? Because first of all, for me, both Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk are the companies that I would be holding for a long time. These are not short-term investments, and I think I'll be holding Eli Lilly at least for like 10 years or so, because they invest a lot in research and development, and I believe they will make some huge breakthrough, or at least they have a huge chance of making it. So I'll be okay holding it for a very, very long time. The same goes to Novo Nordisk. What it means that basically that Trump's time in the office will come to an end, and we are not yet sure what will happen with the next administration. It's possible that 3 or 4 years from now we will see catalysts from the American government for these drug makers. So this is I'm actually less worried about. But I'm more worried about desperate moves like acquisitions, especially expensive ones, as they are risky, and the companies not always can digest acquisitions of the size like this. So this is definitely something to watch. I cannot say that because of this move I won't be buying the stock of this company or won't be adding to the stock of this company. This is definitely a volatile time for Novo Nordisk, but I still see this as a buying opportunity. Another piece of news that I actually found pretty weird, and I don't really understand how to put it yet. So basically we got the news just yesterday that Hims & Hers Health in discussion with Novo Nordisk to sell Wegovy. And why this is weird, because since the middle of the summer, Novo Nordisk has been suing Hims & Hers. They actually stopped working with them, and they're rightly suing them because Hims & Hers continue to sell compounded versions of the obesity treatment drugs, which are much cheaper, and it's a major disruption both for Eli Lilly and for Novo Nordisk. So for me, it doesn't sound like it could be a real piece of news, and I don't want to claim that Hims & Hers are lying about this, but something just doesn't feel right. Why would Novo Nordisk agree to this partnership once again, basically tolerating the fact that compounders are being sold, even though by the law they're not allowed being sold? And this is once again a major disruption for this company, and I don't think that this is actually something that could happen. So to conclude, I think Novo Nordisk is still a good buying opportunity. It could be volatile, and even though the stock of this company is majorly beaten down, I think it's possible that on the news we will see another drop. And if you're not ready for this, then maybe this stock is not for you, not right now. But as of for me, I view this as a perfect buying opportunity. I'll be adding the shares of Novo Nordisk right before the earnings, and then just see what happens. Even if the stock of this company will go down, that's okay, because I expect them to return to the higher valuation level when their oral version of their semaglutide comes out, basically oral version of Wegovy, and I think this will be the first oral version of the pill, of the injection, to be correct, and I think it will be a major catalyst for the stock of this company. So yeah, basically I'm just waiting, adding more, and not basically worrying about the noise and about everything that happens around. I'd really like to hear your opinion. What do you think about the stock of this company? If you found this information at all valuable or interesting, don't forget to support this channel by pressing the like button and subscribing. I'll see you on our channel next time. Happy investing!